This is a B2 listening test. Part 1. You'll hear people talking in 4 different situations. For questions 1 to 4, choose the best answer A, B, or C. Question 1. You hear a fitness instructor talking to a group at a community center. What is the instructor's main purpose?
Many of you joined our Fit for Life program a couple of weeks ago, and I'm really pleased to see how motivated you've been. Some of you have already started tracking your daily activity with the pedometers we gave out, which is great progress. But if you're one of those who hasn't quite got into the habit yet, don't worry, it's never too late to start. Remember, you don't have to sign up for the gym or buy expensive equipment. Try simple changes, like walking to the shops instead of driving, or taking the stairs instead of the lift. The aim isn't to compete with each other. There's no prize for the most active person. It's about improving your health bit by bit. I'd love to see everyone making small changes every day, because those are what really add up over time.
Question 2. You hear 2 friends talking about attending cooking classes. What do the friends agree about?
So how are you finding these cooking lessons? We've been coming for a few weeks now.
I'm really enjoying them, actually. I've always wanted to cook proper meals instead of just throwing things together. So I'm glad I finally decided to join.
Yeah, same here. I used to think cooking was too time-consuming, but now I realize it can be fun, though some of the recipes take forever to get right.
That's true. And it can be tiring too, especially when you're chopping vegetables for ages or cleaning up afterwards.
For me, the hardest part is getting the timing right. Everything's supposed to be ready at the same time, but I always end up burning something.
Oh, I know exactly what you mean. I'm hopeless at that as well. But I'm sure once we've practiced a bit more, we'll get better.
Yeah, I think so. And when we do, it'll be even more enjoyable. Imagine being able to cook a proper 3-course dinner without panicking.
That would be amazing. I'm already planning to try some of these dishes at home next weekend. Hopefully they'll turn out okay.
Question 3. You hear a swimming coach talking to her team. What is the coach's main aim?
All right, everyone, gather round for a minute. Quite a few of you have been asking how best to prepare for the regional competition that's coming up next month. To give you the best chance possible, we'll be running extra training sessions every Sunday morning from 9 until 11. They're completely optional, but I'd love to see as many of you there as possible. And just to clear something up, some of you seem to think I used to be a competitive swimmer at national level. That's actually not true. I've always been a coach rather than a competitor myself, so my focus has always been on helping others improve. I know the qualifying times for regionals can look a bit daunting, but with the fantastic facilities we have here and the effort you've all been putting in lately, I really believe at least one of you can do it. It's been quite a while since anyone from our club reached the finals, and I'd love this to be the year. We finally changed that. So let's give it everything we've got.
Question 4. You hear a man talking to a friend about a seminar on buying a first home. What is the man's reaction to the seminar?
So, how was that seminar you went to at the weekend?
Honestly, it was much better than I expected. I've been thinking seriously about buying my first house, but the whole process seemed overwhelming. So I figured it'd be good to get proper advice. They went over a lot of things I already knew, like how you need to save for a deposit and make sure your credit score is decent. But there were also quite a few things that surprised me. For example, I hadn't realized just how many extra fees there are, legal costs, surveys, inspections, even charges just for applying for a mortgage. When they added everything up, it came to far more than I'd budgeted for. I'm not about to rush out and buy somewhere tomorrow, but I've decided I need a better plan. I'll start setting aside a bit more each month so that by next year, I'll be in a stronger position to look seriously. It feels less scary now that I actually understand what's involved.
Part 2. For questions 5 to 10, complete the sentences with a word or short phrase. Questions 5 through 10. You will hear a radio news item about a famous chef.
Liam Robertson will soon receive an honorary degree of Doctor of Culinary Arts for his outstanding achievements in modern cuisine and his contribution to sustainable food practices worldwide. Born in Edinburgh in 1970, Liam studied hospitality at Glasgow College before training as a chef in Paris, where he worked in several Michelin-starred restaurants. In 1998, he opened his first restaurant, Seasons, which quickly gained a reputation for using only locally sourced ingredients. His innovative approach to cooking earned him a prestigious international award in 2002, making him one of the youngest chefs ever to receive such recognition. In 2007, Liam launched the Fresh Futures Project, a charity providing culinary training to disadvantaged young people across the UK. 5 years later, he became a household name when his television series Cooking for Change aired, combining recipes with lessons on reducing food waste. By 2020, Robertson had published 10 best-selling cookbooks, many of which have been translated into over 20 languages. Next month, he will be awarded his honorary degree at a ceremony at Edinburgh University, where he will also give a lecture on the future of sustainable cuisine.
Part 3. You will hear 5 different people talking about jobs they have recently started. For questions 11 to 15, choose from the list A to H what each person feels about their new job. Use the letters only once. There are 3 extra letters you do not need to use. Speaker 1.
When I decided to leave finance and try something completely different, I was terrified that I'd made a huge mistake. But moving into marketing 3 months ago has turned out to be one of the best choices I've ever made. The atmosphere in the office is completely different from what I was used to. People genuinely help each other instead of competing all the time. My manager always gives me constructive feedback and encourages me to try new ideas. Even though I still have a lot to learn, I already feel valued here, which is such a nice change.
Speaker 2.
I knew teaching would be busy, but I didn't realize just how demanding it would be. This term has been a whirlwind between planning lessons, preparing resources, grading assignments, attending meetings, and organizing school events. I barely have a moment to breathe. The children are great, and I love seeing them learn new things, but the workload is far heavier than I expected. Most evenings, I stay late just to catch up, and weekends often disappear into marking. I'm hoping that with time, I'll become faster and more efficient, but right now, it feels overwhelming.
Speaker 3.
Starting my new job in software development was a big leap for me. On my first day, I was given far more responsibility than I imagined, which felt intimidating at first. But last month, I led my very first project, and we successfully launched a new app that's now being used by real customers. Seeing my work out there in the world was an amazing feeling, like all the extra hours of study and late nights learning to code had finally paid off. I'm proud of myself, and it makes me excited for what I can achieve next.
Speaker 4.
For years, I kept saying I wanted to leave my corporate job and do something more meaningful, but I was always scared of losing the stability. Finally, a few months ago, I took a role with a small charity. It's completely different. The salary is lower, and the hours can be unpredictable, but the sense of purpose is incredible. Every day I feel like my work matters, whether it's organizing community events or helping with fundraising. I only wish I'd been brave enough to make the change sooner, because I finally enjoy going to work again.
Speaker 5.
I recently started working as a chef in a high-end restaurant. At first, I was thrilled to have landed such a prestigious job, but the reality has been really tough. The hours are extremely long, the kitchen is constantly under pressure, and there's a culture of shouting and stress that I wasn't prepared for. By the end of each shift, I'm completely exhausted, and yet the pay barely reflects the effort I put in. If I'd known just how demanding it would be, I'm not sure I'd have taken the job in the first place.
Part 4. You will hear an interview with a travel photographer called Michael Turner, who is talking about his experiences of wildlife photography around the world. For questions 16 to 22, complete the notes. For questions 23 to 25, choose the best answer A, B, or C.
Welcome, Michael, and thanks for being with us today. You visited many countries as a wildlife photographer. How did this career start for you?
I've loved animals since I was a child, but I never imagined I'd make a living from taking pictures of them. At university, I actually studied environmental science, and I took photos just as a hobby. Some friends encouraged me to share my pictures online, and gradually, people became interested in buying them. That's really how my career began.
What is the best part of your job?
Many people think the highlight is simply traveling or owning expensive equipment. For me, it's about being outdoors, quietly watching animals behave naturally. Sometimes I'll wait for hours, even days, for something unexpected to happen. Capturing that special moment is what makes it all worthwhile.
Have you ever had a dangerous experience while photographing wildlife?
Definitely. Once in Tanzania, the first realized too late that I'd got too close to a herd of buffalo. They're incredibly fast, so I had to retreat very carefully.
Another time when I was working in Alaska, my gloves got wet and I nearly developed frostbite because the temperature dropped so suddenly.
People often imagine your job is glamorous. Is it really?
Not at all. The beautiful pictures hide the reality. Long nights, heavy bags, insect bites, and often going home with nothing to show for it. But those few magical moments make all the hard work worthwhile.
What advice would you give to beginners?
Don't spend huge amounts of money at the start. Learn to observe animals near where you live, in parks, rivers, even your garden. If you understand an animal's behavior, you'll take better photos than with expensive gear. And of course, safety always comes first, for you and the animal.
Finally, Michael, you're creating a new photography book. How's that going?
Slowly. I've collected hundreds of images over the past year, but I keep changing my mind about which ones to include. Friends often ask why it isn't finished yet, but I want the final book to tell a meaningful story. I'm still deciding whether to share my personal experiences or just focus on the animals.